So you have your Drupal 7 installed and you've set up a subtheme using the Omega version 3. And this video will show you how to use CSS to style your web pages with your subtheme. As you go along, you'll see that Omega automatically adapts for mobile as well as desktop and everything in between. And when we first installed the subtheme, you can go in and change appearance, settings, and then click on your subtheme. And if you scroll down, you'll see that you can toggle several displays on and off. So we're going to turn off the site name and the site slogan just to kind of simplify things. Now, if I want to put in a custom logo, then I uncheck the default logo and I put in my custom logo. Now, I'll show you where I put my custom logo. I have that in my themes. Here's my theme. I set up a graphic file inside my theme, and then I put my logo right in here. So you can see my custom logo. Notice the path is relative to the root directory of the Drupal site. So if you're in the root directory, then you could go into Sites, All Themes, go into the specific subtheme, and my graphic folder, and then the name of my file. So I save the configuration. And when I go back to the home page, you can see that here's my logo. Now, if I want to get, right away people are concerned about these pink bars. Well, you can turn these pink bars out over here. You can turn your grid off. And you can also turn off your debugging blocks. So you can see this is all the blocks to show me where pieces are. So if that bothers you, you can turn that off, you turn the grid off, and this is more of what the page will look like. I kind of like having the grid on so I can see what's going to happen. And if I wonder what part this is, I right mouse click on it, inspect element, and I can see here that as I preview it, you can see that that whole blue block is my class branding data. So I'm going to go into my CSS. Here I am in my CSS file. So I'm in Sites, All Themes in my subtheme. And here's my CSS folders. And I'm going to change my default. The default is going to be used for all screen sizes except for the mobile. Global is used for all of those. So if we're designing mobile first, we want to do it in global. But I'm just going to set this up as my default. So here I am in my default. And I'll go back into here, and this says inspect element. This is my branding data. So I'm going to come in here and set up a class for branding data. Set my background to white, and then this is pointing to my main banner. This is my background banner. I'm not going to have it repeat, and I'm going to move it over 180 pixels from the left. That's to make room for my logo. Now notice this path. This is relative to the subtheme because it's the theme that's looking at this CSS. So now I know that I'm in my CSS folder, so I have to go up a layer to get to the graphic folder to get my main banner. So I'm basically going to go up to my subtheme, go into my graphic folder, and then I'll find my main banner JPEG. So when we set the settings for the whole theme, that was relative to the site. But when you're inside and doing the CSS, then you want to set your graphics relative to that CSS folder. I'm going to save that, do a refresh, and now you can see my background banner, and it's in. Now let me just change that. I'll just remove that. and you can see how it overlaps. So let me put it back in. Now, if I want to see if I want to change this block right here, I can right mouse click, inspect element, and as I walk through here, I can see that this is my menu. Here's my content. I want to go a little bit more. Here's my block title. Here's my block inner. So if I do my block inner, save it and refresh it. But you can see it's getting every block inner. So I'm going to have to go a little deeper to be a little bit more specific. So there's my block inner, and here's my class block system. And you can see right here's an ID, block system navigation. So I'll double click on that, copy that, and put that right in here. It's an ID, and I'll paste it in. And now you can see that I was able to use the CSS just on that one block without affecting the rest of the page. One other thing with the Omega theme is you can resize your browser and it will automatically change. So here's the mobile version. Let me turn these blocks off. Here's the mobile version, and then as I go larger, you can see this would be the tablet size, and then on to the full size. So Omega automatically takes care of mobile first for you as long as you work within its div and its regions.